Greetings, I'm Captain Ridge, and I'm back with the Sunday Sampler. This week we're going to be taking a quick look at Algo Bot. This is a programming puzzle game by Fishing Cactus and published by Fishing Cactus and Plug-in Digital. It's listing both of them, so I'm not sure if this is self-published or not. But what I am sure of is, as per usual, this is a review copy. So, Algo Bot, this is really, well, something. That's a little bit of a play on words because that means something in Spanish. As in, the word something, not it means something in Spanish. It means something in Spanish. Oh, in third base. So, this is a programming puzzle game. Think of it as sort of a Zachtronics-like style of game where you're going in, building a program for this little... That's not quite teal. That's more of a sky blue, isn't it? Well, anyway, this robotic boy to go run the program. And it's actually an interesting little game. So let's just jump right into things and we'll get a little bit of dialogue. There are, I would hazard about 45-ish levels. I'm on the third stage right now. There's the junkyard, the warehouse, and I'm in the beginning of the stasis deck. This is the first level, first area that's had 8 levels. The other 2 have had 9, and the store page says over 40 levels. So I would say low 40s on the total number of levels, which puts me approximately halfway through the game. This is the 20th level, and it says 40. So, yeah, simple math. Hey, even I could do math. So, let's just dive in. We'll get a little bit of dialogue and then we'll start talking about game mechanics. There's not a lot to talk about options-wise. It's pretty much just volume sliders and a fair assortment of languages. So let's get started. So no voiceover, just this. Algo Bot, we're traveling through the human stasis base. They've been asleep here for 50 years, waiting until we reach a new planet, while we serve the ship and keep them safe. Lazy sods. A very British sense of humor. Which makes sense because they hired a British author to write the dialogue. And so far, I've enjoyed the dialogue overall. Mostly, it's this gal named Pal. Actually, they never really assigned a gender, but the developer kind of plays off of the almost Wall-E-esque style of very old junk bot and a more modern, well, in this case, supervisor. And there's occasionally an AI that pops up that makes comments as well, but it's mostly Pal here, or supervisor essentially. But this is about a midway level. A midpoint level where things are starting to get a little bit more complex, and you may be wondering what the hell is going on here. Well, we have 3 sections of the program, and I'll break this down somewhat slowly because it's one of those games that it looks a lot more complex than what it really is. And as the game has been progressing, it's been slowly unlocking more and more of the functions of Algo Bot here, which I'm not sure just how complex things are going to get overall. Some of the trailer screenshots, some of the screenshots in Steam, but the trailer shows it looks like it may get very complex, but so far the learning curve on this game has been very reasonable. So we have the master, let's call it program, where we just drag and drop in moves. So I have 4 forwards. That means that Algo Bot, when this program runs, will move forward 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can see that here. But then it errors out because Algo Bot's program isn't complete. In order to complete, Pal has to reach the end of the conveyor, and Algo Bot has to reach this red spot, which kind of limits the openness of the game because you only have this amount of space plus these 2 function areas which work as a repeatable program that is only on one area. So we drop that there, and we'll do a turnaround and drop that there. And you can see he goes, turns around, and then runs this sub-program again. And I get 2 slots of those. I just unlocked the second slot a couple of levels ago. I'm not sure if I'm going to get more slots for these functions or if something else is going to unlock. But that's really the gameplay. I'm just going to clear this out by right-clicking. Where you have to figure out, okay, this level requires me to open these 2 gates. To open these 2 gates, I have to get the access code here and transmit it here. To do that, well, for one, we need to move forward 1 spot. And then we need to do the download command. Now, the download command is color-coded, so it's going to download a D into this red spot. Later levels may have more than one of these. They actually said outright that this is color-coded and it will likely change later on. Well, I don't have enough space to run the entire program just on this, so I have to run it through the functions. You can see where the kind of complexity of this game comes in. Yet, the levels are still pretty straightforward for this style of game. Programming puzzle games can get utterly complex. Well, the one that they kind of sort of make a direct comparison to, well, let's put it this way. The trailer has the tag on it, Zachtronics, on YouTube. So they're making a allusion to Space Chem. This is not Space Chem. This is not as open as Space Chem. There's a very set number of solutions here, which isn't a bad thing. So where our program right now is going to have this come to here. Well, we need to have 5 forwards. Or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 forwards. 4 separate times on this. So one of these function calls could simply be 4 forwards. And then we could drop that there. And now we have 4 slots in that one. You can see how this is kind of going here. I really, really wish this game had hotkeys, and actually tooltips would be nice too. Granted, I know what these functions mean right now, but if I came to this game later, I have to put it down and then come pick it back up again, which is not unusual for me. These 2 icons are actually backwards for what you would think. This looks like put down, this looks like pick up. But that's wrong. This is pick up, and this is put down. Because I'm taking something off the conveyor belt and putting it back on. It's simple tooltips would have been nice. So, okay, we have 4 forwards. We're going to transmit the access code. And then we're going to do a U-turn and run this function again. And let's, instead of hitting play, we'll just run it phase by phase. So we see the upload. It's running that program. It transmits the access code. It opens this gate. And we know that this will drop us back to here. So we're good on that front. So we can just stop that so we can continue editing. Put that. And I'm not doing this very... Well, actually, since I have a spare opening here, what we could do is... Oh. That's just to help. Occasionally that's worthwhile. Other times it's just them, being cheeky. In this case, they're just being cheeky. So instead of running a small program to get to here, we could put that into this. So we're here, we go right, forward, right, and we'll also, we don't need anything else, so that works out. So we can put that there, and that there. We'll go ahead and do the turnaround, and we'll download the code, move up, transmit the code, then one forward. And let's see how this works. So we upload, we download, spin around, go down. That's the other command. We upload, which overwrites this variable. Go forward, download, and then up one. And once PAL gets to the end of the conveyor belt, we win. I think. Yep. Try not to let the sleeping humans bother you, Algo Bot. They sure give me the willies. And you can see, this is meant to be, code. So, target score is 19. I did 21. So, I could have done a little bit better. And that's where the motivation of trying to improve and a little bit of replay value comes into this. Granted, this doesn't have as much replay value in it as some of the other games in this genre, where the puzzles are a lot more condensed. And because of the limitations that you're put under, there is only a couple of solutions. So, I didn't hit par on that, but good enough. Let's see, you have to wonder all about... you have to wonder about it all, don't you? 60 years of deep space travel, and not a thing goes wrong. Then Algo Bot gets his paws on a GC terminal, and everything goes haywire. So once again, this is the same basic idea, where go up, download the variable, transmit it in 2 spots instead of 1 this time, and then hit the end. All the puzzles are, at least for now, very straightforward, but there's a room for a complexity that this genre breeds that I think won't be overwhelming for some people. Granted, for others, it would be a bit much. I know the human resource machine, to drop another game in this genre, it towards the end got just incredibly complex and way beyond my knowledge level. But so far, this feels like it's going to be, not over the top and still doable, but it has that hint of complexity. I do wish that there was also high scores on this. Granted, there's not really much room for high scores, potentially. I mean, maybe there's something I'm missing. I mean, I did, go over on the other level where I had, 3 of the symbols more than I really needed. So, this looks pretty simple, so we'll just we'll put in the code here. We'll do this level, then we'll wrap things up, shall we? So, download, rotate, up, up. So that is going to be one call. That will, actually, let's test that. Downloads the Z or Z. Okay. Excellent. So, to the left, then up 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get these in their own little program. So, we want... Well, first of all, let's see if we could get the entire move into this. Transmit. Okay, so that's as far as we could go. So, if we put that there, that brings us back to here. And if we rotate to the left, we can run that program again. And that should bring us all around. Hang on, let's see what... Let's... Oh, just... bitching. So it downloads. We swap around. We're on this command now. On this command again. Okay, so that looks good. It's going to put us to here. We go boom, 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 boom. Not ideal. Definitely not going to hit the par on this one. But that gives you a good idea of just the kind of the troubleshooting. And this does teach a fair amount of programming basics. I mean, to be fair, most of the games in this little subgenre puzzle game does, but that's kind of beside the point. Overall, I've really enjoyed this so far, and it has low system requirements, and it's dirt cheap, so it's hard to really argue with. Maybe we should try to wake up the captain and explain what's going on. Actually, I suspect she'd rather not know. Yeah, see, I could have done that a lot more cleanly, but don't care. We'll see if they give us a new mechanic, then if not, then we'll just wrap things up. Oh, there's Gemini, the AI computer. Things are, like, really bad, man. We know Gemini, we're on it. So you can see how things are getting a little bit crazy now. We have 3 gates, 3 variables that we have to download and upload. But we're not going to do this one, because I pretty much explained the general idea of the game. So no need to get a little bit crazier. And I think I've pretty much covered everything on my list as well. So this is going to be a short Sunday sampler, but it worked out. Overall, I've enjoyed the game. It's one of the simpler games in this little puzzle subgenre, but it's not bad. It's, like I said, it's cheap. It's normally $10, which right now it's 35% off for a launch sale. Bring it down to $6.49 US until February 24th. And I'm not sure there's anything else to really cover here, so I'll just say, as always, constructive feedback is greatly appreciated, either in the comments below or if you don't really have anything to say, but want to know that you've enjoyed or hated this, there's the appropriate buttons down below, and subscribe if you see more of the Sunday Sampler, or my Let's Play content, or who knows what else may show up on this channel before too long. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll be sampling something next time, assuming that, illness doesn't hit me again, and I actually get good games to do, or, get my backlog of stuff up. So many things. So many places to spend, so little time. Isn't that right, Algo Bot? Oh, right, he just talk. Probably for the best.